I was born in China, I came from China, but I decided that in order to make it in this country, I was first generation, I had to give up Chinese, I regret. So now I'm reliving that, and I hope that I will give you an inspiring talk to tell what I wish I had that you do have. So let's go with the first slide. The importance of a good education and the importance of fluency in more than one language. So what's more than one language? You first, correctly, the first language you need to learn is Chinese. Because whether you know it or not, within 10 years, you're going to have to speak the Chinese because China will be able to advance much faster. So just take those words. And you'll be in a position, speaking English and Chinese, to really pick whatever you want to do and be the best at it. You're here because your parents value education. And you might think, wow, why can't I play instead of come every Sunday to learn Chinese? You're going to find out that that vision is going to make you a much better person and give you advantages for anything that you want to do in the future. So why do you learn Chinese? Do you know why? I won't ask you, but I'm going to tell you what I think. It's because when you can speak more than one language, you will have a big advantage in your chosen career. Or if you are like my wife, you marry somebody who can support her, then you'd be the tiger mom or tiger kitten for the kids. So I'm still married to her because she produced kids for me that are the best of the best, like I like to say. Dermatologist and spine surgeon. So I could never have done that because I was too busy working and speaking English instead of Chinese. But if you're in Arizona, first language, anywhere else, learn Chinese. Number two, because you're from Arizona, learn Spanish. Because if you live here, that's going to give you a big advantage over the rest of the kids. You don't have two languages. So why Chinese? Chinese is because China will take over America. I hope the Democrats aren't listening because they're fighting President Trump, and I support him. Because he doesn't need to be president. He has all the money he can spend. But he's trying to do what is good for the country. And it doesn't make any sense that they have opposition just because he's Republican. But also know, but most Chinese are Democrats. I call it that you're schizophrenic. You really think like a Republican, but you act like a Democrat. So tiger moms will tell you, study hard, get good grades. Then after you graduate, what does your mom and dad tell you? Good job, right? But I want to tell you that it's more than that. Getting good grades and learning Chinese is not enough. I hope you go way beyond that foundation provided by your education so that you can speak more than one language. And this is the ability that I admire you because you have, and I should have, but I lost it. When I came here, I could not speak English, only Chinese. Now I can't speak Chinese, only English. But I also got to know a friend. His name is Yeung. He's a martial artist. He's a videographer. He worked with John Woo, who films these Kung Fu movies, and he studied in a school that's a Bruce Lee school. He's very accomplished, but he didn't let you know. Now, he also told me, tell my philosophy to the class that you're addressing. He said, if you were raised by a tiger mom, then you should be growing up to be tiger moms and tiger daughters and tiger fathers. And a tiger does not follow the pack, which means you're an independent thinker. You seek your own path. Tiger is fearless, strong, and independent. How many of you are not fearless, strong, and independent? I don't want to see any hands going. So, but if you are like a sheep, and sometimes Chinese tell you to be polite, be like a sheep, fade in the background, and be obsequious. Anybody know what that word means? You defer to others. No. Just know that you're Chinese, you're smarter, you can work harder, and you're going to be better than anybody that competes against you. I want you to have that attitude. So, if you're another sheep, nobody knows who you are. You just mingle in. If you're a tiger in a sheep pen, everybody knows who you are. Not only that, but they look at your presence for guidance. Okay, so I wish I was talking to some boys, but you know, girls are smarter than boys. Right? Here is my twin, Ty. Which one do you think is Ty and which is me? He has my back. He says, Tony, I'm always behind you. You have my back. You have my side. You have my front. Whatever you do, I'm going to make sure that you're protected. And that's me standing in front of my house. I'm supposed to look mean. I don't know if I look mean, but I'm trying to look mean right there. But we are both tigers who are proud of our Chinese heritage. No, so what you should do is find your interest. And my son and daughter is very good because they are not tiger dads or tiger moms. They find out what their children like and they help them achieve to be the best of the best. And that's what I would have advice for you and your parents. If they want you to study, that doesn't mean anything. What happens if you get straight A's? You gotta know how to do it. So, if you do what you like, what you work, your work is going to be not work. It's going to be play. And then you can benefit by being the best of the best. Do not allow anyone to disrespect or discriminate against you because you've earned the right to be where you are by working hard. And working harder than anybody else. I call that be in your element. Okay? If you like dance, be the best dancer that you can be. If you like music, I have a niece who's so good in music, she composes music. Okay? I have nieces, half of them are doctors and half of them are lawyers. And I gotta like lawyers a little bit, but I like doctors better. Anyway, so if you're truly interested in the areas that interest you, work is not work. But my word to you is whatever you do, try to be the best. And not just that, the best of the best. And nobody else can take anything away from you. So, knowing a second and third language will give you an advantage that's going to open doors to whatever you want to do. Because you already are smart. You already have advantage. You have Chinese blood. And all your kids will have Chinese blood. They're ABCs. So even though you come from some other country, by the time you have children, they're all going to be American-born Chinese. So just take pride in that. And don't let anybody take that away. Some of you are probably, you're not even a twinkle in your mother and father's eye. 1949, that's when I came to this country. I was among the first wave. The first immigrants. And at that time, the only way the Chinese can get work is to build a railroad, have laundries, do the most dangerous work, get paid very little. And you were laborers. And until 1949, every Chinese in the United States cannot even vote. They cannot own property. They cannot do anything. They were discriminated against, yet they did all the back-breaking work to build America. They came over looking for gold, but their greatest contribution is they built the railroad. This has happened to be me. When I was born, my mother was offered $10,000 US, that's a lot of money, so that they could have a Tony Yeung that is not really me, but a paper son. My mother said no. There's no future for my son in China. So that's why she told me, Tony, you're American. Forget being China. China has no future. Now China has a lot of future. Chinese are hardworking, resilient, and your parents had to study for a reason that you may not understand right now, but you will understand when you become parents. Chinese are a minority who succeeded in America regardless of the hardships placed on them, and they never complain. Now that little Chinese boy, which my wife makes fun of people from China, you're ABC, you know, we could never marry ABCs. But I turned out to be a spine surgeon, and she says, I knew that all along. See? So she takes credit. The education your parents provided you should go much further than getting good grades. You must be active in your community. You must fight any discrimination and make sure they know you're Chinese and don't mess with you. And anybody who disrespects with you, you have other Chinese. This is my family. And that's my mother. My father was an Olympic swimmer. He made everybody rich. He was a banker. So I said, Dad, if you make everybody rich, why don't you make us rich? So he said, well, I just give ideas. My mother didn't say anything. She just worked hard. And I felt like she's the one that was the tiger mom, not by forcing me to study, by showing me how hard she worked and showing me that I'm not going to disappoint her because I'm going to do everything I can to lighten her burden so I can get scholarships throughout my education by learning how to do that. So I became class president. I participated in sports. I was a photographer. I flirted with girls. And I did all the things that were enjoyable. And somehow I made it through. But I liked what I was doing. So now, we as Chinese, we live for 4 generations. We live for ourselves. We live for our parents. We live for our children. And we live for our grandchildren. So if all of you do that, you will always come out ahead. Okay? So basically, family values. We are strong because we have family. Your parents are living that family value for you. You're lucky that you have supportive parents who've sacrificed to give you every opportunity to be successful. And you will be successful with your education if you focus on what you really enjoy and be the best of the best. Become tiger sons and tiger daughters. Use your brain power, use your drive, grow your economic power, participate in the political process, protect your legacy. That's about 4 things to summarize what I want you to do. If you're like my wife, marry somebody like me. Okay, that's pretty good too. So, preserve your culture and your legacy. Don't let anyone attack and attack you or disparage you. Congratulations to all of you. I don't know how much time I have left. Carry on as tiger moms and tiger dads, but maybe be tiger kittens.